Avast, Chummers, and welcome to the Sixth World and the first book review of the new year. So this book, of course, is not a Shadowrun book or anything to do with Shadowrun. This is the latest offering from the folks that did Borg and Cyborg called Pirate Borg. Full disclosure right up front, I was provided a review copy of this book, the PDF version of it, at least by Free League Publishing, but I was not given any instructions to do anything with it other than have fun, and that's what I've been doing. So I recently started reading this book. It came out September of 2023, if I remember correctly, maybe October. And didn't really do anything with that then because I had a lot on my plate, but recently started reading it. Actually, I say started reading it. It's only 168 pages, so it's one of the one of the slimmer RPG books out there. And I actually like this book a lot. I am going to go out on a limb right now and say I think I like this book better than Cyborg. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, at Pirate Borg, and see what it looks like. And of course, right off the bat, you get that classic Borg brutal fantasy art style. The art style is not as jarring in this book as it is in Cyborg. That was a big problem that a lot of people had with the Cyborg book, particularly the PDF version, was that the art was really jarring and distracting. I talked about it in my Cyborg review quite a bit, I believe. When you get the print version of the book, it's nowhere near as bad. It makes a lot more sense, but even then, it takes a little bit of getting used to. This book is nowhere near as bad. Of course, you have the insane number of random tables that you have in any Borg game. You've got, what happens if you're drinking rum and grog, what happens if you're carousing and that sort of thing, NPC motivation, loot that you might find on someone's body. I like in a lot of these tables, you get an item and then it says text in italics is not immediately obvious. So it's something that might come into play later. Something about the item that might come into play later, or something that you might notice later. Happens a lot in a lot of the tables in this game, particularly with magic and that sort of thing. But like for example, you get this parrot feather right down here, +1 devil's luck each dawn. So you get a parrot feather. You might not realize that you get extra devil's luck until the next day or something like that. Or like this recipe for turtle stew. It says, if made, everyone who can smell it passes out. At sea, the crew awakes with their ship drifting near a mysterious island. What could that be? Who knows? That's up to you all and the game master to figure out. So going right along through Pirate Borg, the system is the same as any other Borg game, very rules light. I like this map of the dark Caribbean that you have right here. I also like that it's a hex map. That's kind of, if you look at it, it's kind of interesting. And the basic story of Borg, or Pirate Borg rather, is colonial age kicks off, the European powers go over to the Caribbean, they expect to find riches, and instead what they find is the undead scourge, and essentially the Caribbean has been assaulted by the undead for years, decades now, to the point where there are basically pockets of human resistance. There's a pirate nation in here as well, and everybody's just kind of fighting for survival against the undead scourge, but also dealing with the politics of the colonial world as well. So it kind of brings that in a little bit. Now, the interesting aspect of Pirate Borg. I keep saying Pirate Borg. One of the most interesting things of Pirate Borg here is this concept of ash. What is ash, you ask? Well, ash is literally the remnants of destroyed undead. We don't know the exact form that it takes, but I can only assume that ash might be a powder. So maybe, you burn the undead, you bottle it up, and you've got this ash. But ash is essentially, a psychedelic drug. So you can literally use the undead as a psychedelic drug. There's varying effects that ash has. You roll on a d20 And some of the effects are really, really good. Some of the effects are really, really bad. It just kind of depends what you get. It's the roll of the dice. I also like this table right here, which is the current Ash market. So with the game focusing on fighting against the undead, Ash can potentially be a very common resource, or it can be a very scarce resource. So it kind of depends on what you roll. Whenever you go into a port, or once per day, or whatever, you can roll. Game Master can roll on this table to find out what the value of Ash currently is, and it can either be a buyer's market where you can't give the stuff away, or it can be, it's so rare in this particular area, you can name your price if you've got it. And empires and fortunes have been made in the world of Pirate Borg on Ash, and this right here is probably one of the best art pieces that you'll see in this book. And this is just that splash of color coming out the back of the skull. I really need to get the physical version of this book so I can see that art piece laid out right there, because that's incredible. I think that's the most color that you'll find in this book too. It's very black and white, very dark, very grungy, because of course it's it's a Mort Borg book. So it talks a little bit about the politics of the region, about some of the major factions of the region as well. It goes into more detail in its lore than Cyborg does, and that's the thing that I'm finding as I go through the book, is Cyborg was very, very bare bones in a lot of areas, to the point where when we ran it for the first time, it was actually a little confusing in some areas, and we actually kind of screwed up a couple of things when we ran it the first time, because there were some things that they were so rules light that it wasn't exactly clear, and we just had to make a ruling and just decided, okay, this is what we're doing, just get on with it. But Pirate Borg, it's still rules light, but it's not so light that it confuses you. It takes the time to explain a little bit better how things work. It's still, like I said, a rules light system, so you don't get bogged down and everything like that. But it's nowhere near as light as Cyborg was. So I think that, combined with just the layout of the book and the fact that the art isn't so overwhelming and isn't so jarring, I think that probably is what ranks this book up higher, in my opinion, than Cyborg. Cyborg is still a fantastic game. I absolutely love it. My group loves it. It is a blast to play and a blast to run. But I think Pirate Borg might be a little bit better than that, I want to say. In fact, I'm actually pretty excited to try Pirate Borg. Just because I've kind of had it in my head to run a campaign of some kind based off of the Ailstorm song, Seventh Rum of Seventh Rum. So I think I might actually have to put that into practice with Pirate Borg. And see if I can, see what we can do there. And there's different types of magic systems, different types of magic in here as well. You've got zealots that use prayers, so power of faith and that sort of thing. What kind of faith it is, that's up to you, but you get different prayers that you can use throughout the day. The day. You also get sorcerers as well. And then the interesting part of this is there's 8 character classes, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 8 character classes. Yes, 8 character classes. I had to. I couldn't think of it for a second there, but yeah. So you get technically 8 character classes. You get the 6 character classes that you can start with, which are zealot, sorcerer, swashbuckler, buccaneer, and rapscallion and brute. So and those are like going to be your basic like barbarian, fighter, rogue, wizard, cleric, that sort of thing. But then you also get 2 optional classes that you can add in, which is haunted soul, which is a possessed, infected, cursed, troubled, or undead individual. So you got something going on with you, whether you're a ghost or whether you're undead, whether you've got something, some eldritch presence worming its way through your skull or something like that, or if you're a conduit for other stranger beings, whatever. This is a class that you can roll up. So you roll, basically, when you are a haunted soul, you roll a d6 to find out what's wrong with you, whether you're a ghost, a conduit, an eldritch mind, a zombie, a vampire, or a skeleton, and then you roll a class, and another d6 to roll a class to go along with that. So you get, it's essentially like a race almost. And then you get the tall tale. So the tall tale has a couple of options in there. You could end up being a merfolk. You could end up being a mutant. So think the deep ones from Shadow over Innsmouth or something like that. Or you could be a sentient animal. So you could literally be a parrot. Or a bilge rat or a monkey or whatever. And that's, I think that is pretty funny. I have a feeling if we do run Pirate Borg, I think a lot of my players are going to want to be something like this, or something like the Haunted Soul. Deadlands, everybody wants to be a Herod, of course, so we just kind of run with it, and everybody's a Herod whenever we play Deadlands, so might end up doing kind of the same thing with Pirate Borg when I run that as well. The other thing that Pirate Borg has that I haven't had the time yet to take a look at, but I really, really want to, is naval combat. So if I can scroll through, well, you catch glimpses of the fantastic artwork in this book. Let's see, where is it? Here we go, naval combat. So there's actual rules for naval combat in this game. I haven't looked through the rules of naval combat completely just yet. I've kind of glanced at them, but this, I think, is going to be pretty interesting, a pretty interesting way to play the system here. And of course, you know, with a game like Pirate Borg, how can you not have ship combat in there? So ship combat, definitely something I want to try out, definitely something I want to take a look at. Getting this book kind of also means I also have to check out the other Mork Borg stuff, because this book is, of course, compatible with Mork Borg, more so than Cyborg. Cyborg you could make compatible with Mork Borg stuff, or Mork Borg stuff you could make compatible with Cyborg stuff, with probably just, you know, changing a couple of things around. But Pirate Borg doesn't look like it's going to be that hard to convert things back and forth. So definitely a game that I want to take a look at. Definitely a game that I want to run. Like I said, I think it might end up being more fun than Cyborg, or maybe at least as fun. I can't imagine it's not going to be as fun as Cyborg, but it might end up being even more fun. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and leave this video right here and turn it over to you guys. So leave a comment below if you have run Cyborg or run Pirate Borg or played Pirate Borg in the past. What did you think of it? What do you think of the book? Is this something that you're looking to pick up if you are hearing about it for the first time, or is this something that has been on your radar? And again, what have your experiences with this game been? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you liked what you heard, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Both those things help me out quite a bit. We can get that algorithm going once again and get us up to 2,000 subscribers pretty quick, hopefully. We are now sitting at, I believe, 1,982, if I remember correctly, as of the time of this recording. So hopefully we can get that up even more. We also have our Drive-Thru-RPG affiliate links in the description below. I will put an affiliate link for the PDF version of Pirate Borg in there as well, in case you're looking to pick that up. That will directly help the channel by kicking a couple of bucks my way as well. And we also have channel membership and Patreon links in the description as well. So take a look at those if you want to help out the channel more directly, and I will see you all next time. And that's the chip truth, chummers. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more Shadowrun content. Hit that notification bell so you will always know when I upload a brand new Shadowrun video, and until next time, remember to shoot straight and never, ever deal with a dragon.